Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Soul Health with Nurse Blue. And I am Nurse Blue, and I'm actually for you. I'm actually for you, for those of you who are leading households or you're leading businesses, communities. You have been promoted into a position of leadership, and I'm here to help you defeat your number one enemy, sweetheart, to everything you're trying to build. And so if you are a woman that needs some support in defeating chronic stress naturally, I am here for you. And for those men out there where this may apply, then of course this message might be for you as well. So we have 9 more weeks before this year is out of here. This is November. And what I am finding is that there are a lot of people who are suffering internally, and it is showing up in a lot of different ways. But here's what I want to support you with as we look forward to 2025. I want you to take some time this week, and I want you to start to really go inward, put your hand over your heart, close your eyes, and ask your soul, what is it that you are here to achieve and prepare for in 2025? And get quiet and allow that answer to pop up however it shows up. It might show up in an aha moment. You might not get it right there at that time. But I want you to trust your instincts, because that guidance is going to lead you to higher levels next year. And then after you hear what that response is, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to make a big decision, something that totally changed my life. I want you to decide that as a gift to your life and the gift to all the people in your life and the gift to all the people that you touch with your life, in your business, in your home, in your community, I want you to decide that you are no longer tolerating fear. I want you to decide that you are no longer tolerating fear, because that fear that you have been tolerating, that fear that you have been taught to tolerate, that fear that has been infused within your mind and in your emotions that you have been carrying for so long. And in many times you don't even realize it. You don't even realize that a lot of your decisions and a lot of your thoughts and a lot of your patterns have been rooted in this toxin called fear. I want you to make the decision that you're no longer going to tolerate fear, meaning you're no longer going to live in a toxic environment, however that may be showing up. You might be in a toxic relationship of some kind. You're no longer going to tolerate being in an abusive relationship. I don't care about who it's with, because you don't deserve to navigate a toxic relationship or manage a toxic relationship or prepare every single day to live in a toxic relationship, because that's where that chronic stress is coming from. I want you to love yourself enough to decide that fear can no longer be your foe, but you're treating it like your friend because you have decided to accept it. The reason why I say that is because there are so many people that don't even realize that they're being diagnosed with all kinds of anxiety issues, autoimmune deficiencies. They're being diagnosed. Somebody was just diagnosed probably right now with heart disease, cancer. They're being diagnosed with or not being diagnosed, because meaning your body is showing you signs and symptoms of imbalance, but maybe you went to the doctor's office and they ran a series of tests and nothing came back negative, but you're not feeling good. Your body is not at itself and you're concerned, but none of the tests showed any indications that there was something wrong. And so now you are afraid as it relates to that. Okay. So here's what I want to tell you. From one woman to another woman, or from one woman to a man, I lived with fear the majority of my life. And there is nothing worse than living on eggshells. There's nothing worse than being afraid of what's going to happen in the future and it never comes. There's nothing more painful than being in an environment with a person who is intimidating, who is someone who is living in fear themselves, but they are projecting their fears onto you, and you're doing everything you can, whether it's, numbing your emotions so you don't feel it, or trying not to trigger them, or finding some ways that you can navigate dysfunction. That must end. That must end with a decision that you will no longer tolerate living in a toxic environment, working in a toxic environment, allowing toxic people to occupy and sit in the front pews of your life because you've made the excuse to say, well, that's my whoever. It can be, well, that's my husband, or that's my mother, or that's my sister, or that's my brother, or that's my child. And so on one end, you're loyal to the relationship, but they're disloyal to the relationship. Meaning if they cared about the relationship, they wouldn't be projecting their pain onto you. Yet you're taking in all of that negative toxicity, and it's being stored in your frequencies, and it's destabilizing your cells. It's destabilizing your system. You can't sleep at night. You're irritable. Your blood pressure is going up. Your blood sugar is elevated. Now you are committed to this relationship, but to be committed to this relationship, you also are committed to their fears. You're committed to their behavior. You're committed to their abuse. You're committed to them yelling at you or cursing you out. You're committed to being in a relationship with someone who doesn't have the capacity to truly love you. And because you're tolerating it, whether you know it or not, that's just like being with someone who is a smoker and they smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, and they are inhaling and blowing the smoke into your face. That's secondhand smoke. So now you're getting secondhand chronic stress projected as abuse, and you have found a way. You've found a way to tolerate it. In this season of your life, right now, as we move forth into 2025, I want you to give yourself permission to make another choice. And I want you to decide to love you at a level that you no longer tolerate fear, your own fears, or the fears that have been projected onto you by someone else who doesn't have the capacity to probably even recognize that that's what they're doing. And you're not here to heal them. They have to decide if that's what they want. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't decide to be healed. A lot of people feel much better, unfortunately, with running away from what they're feeling inside, running away from whatever the trauma is or whatever is triggering them. They rather pretend like that's not there and yet project that pain onto you, and you suffer the consequences. While you at the same time are managing a household, managing or running a business, maybe serving as a caretaker for others, you're now managing all of this in a toxic home environment, in a toxic work environment. And because it's toxicity all around you, guess what's happening inside of you? Toxicity is growing within you, because your mind is all over the place, because you can't be in a present state, because you are managing stress. Your emotions, you can't find peace. If you could pay for it, you would, but you can't, because you can't find peace because you're in a toxic environment. The word of God says, I did not give you the spirit of fear. That's actually 2 Timothy 1, chapter 1, verse 7. I did not give you the spirit of fear. You were equipped with power, with love, and a sound mind. What is a sound mind? You were equipped to have peace. So if you don't have it, That means that you have toxicity around you. And I want to give you a solution on how you can move forth out of this reality. Because unfortunately, it was something that I had to deal with. Or let me just say, fortunately. It was something that I had to deal with and go through in order to assist you right now. So not only am I going to assist you from a nursing point of view, because it is so unhealthy for you to be in that space. And if you have not done so by now, it can certainly, if it hasn't happened by now, it can certainly lead to a diagnosis that is preventable. And if it already has, guess what? Once you remove yourself out of the toxicity of that environment, or you start changing your reality with defeating fear with unconditional love for yourself, everything changes. You will achieve the freedom frequency, because that's really what you want. That's what you need. That's what your body needs. That's what your soul needs, and it deserves. So I want to invite you, if this is resonating in any way, I want you to become a member of the Soul Health and Wellness Club, because I created that club for you. For people like you and I that have been navigating, managing, and coping with fear in order to survive. No more. You deserve more. I'm going to post the link. I want you to come and be a member of a club that you can afford, because free is a price that we all can sign up for, right? But I also want you to become a part of what we're doing, which is helping to infuse more joy into our lives, because joy is the nutrition that your soul is missing right now, if you can identify with what I just shared with you. And you may be interested in learning how to do it, because it is an art and a science on how to defeat that fear with joy. And so this year, for the holiday season, that's your gift to yourself. Your gift to yourself is to give yourself joy. I want you to join me on the I Deserve Joy Challenge. It's going to be taking place in November, right before Thanksgiving here in the United States. As a matter of fact, the dates for the challenge is a 5-day challenge, November the 18th through the 22nd. You need to be a part of it if this is what you are dealing with. And as a member of the club, I also want you to come and check out my sound therapy sessions that I do in our sound studio online on this app called Clubhouse, because I have the best music on planet Earth to help build, love, unite, and empower you if you're suffering from fear. Okay, so I am your nurse, I am your wellness coach, and now your sound healer to support you, and I am honored to do so. So once you become a member, go and take the I Deserve Joy. It's a well-being quiz, and after you take the quiz, I'm actually as a member of the club, when you take the quiz, I'm offering you opportunity to schedule a free consultation with me. So I have a whole bunch of goodies to support you, because I know exactly where you are, because I was there and now I'm on the other side of it, and I cannot wait to support you on getting on the other side of it. And the other side of fear is faith. So fear, I'm sure you guys have heard this acronym, false evidence appearing real, because that's what it is. It's false evidence appearing real. But the first thing we're going to do, we're going to change that fear acronym to face everything and rise. That's what we do at the Soul Health and Wellness Club. We don't run from fear. We face everything, and then we go up the scale to receive what you are here to receive. More joy, more love, more peace, and a family and a tribe that's rooting for you to get there. Okay? All right, so if this message resonated with you, yay! All right, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and I can't wait to further support you in your soul's health.